very happy to meet here the devotees of Sriman Mahaprabhu, Gaura Bhakta, and also the followers of the devotees. You have all come here for our Hari Sankirtan, and I think most of you must have known what is the need of Hari Sankirtan. Do you know? What is the need? Tell me, what is the need of Hari Sankirtan?
Krishna.
Hmm.
Responsibility to tell them about Krishna. To chant the holy names.
Hmm. Only this is the need. Hmm. You know? Huh? What is need?
It's the only means to salvation.
Only? Only means of salvation called Kali Yuga. What do you mean by salvation?
To realize one's eternal servitude.
To realize?
One's eternal servitude to Krishna. That he's one eternal servant to Krishna.
To realize Krishna? To realize your relationship with Krishna. Isn't it? The Sankirtan will help you in that regard, in that respect. Huh? Who does Sankirtan? Who does Sankirtan? You are doing Sankirtan?
Right.
Huh? Who then mostly who does Sankirtan? Generally, who does Sankirtan? Huh?
Devotees of Lord.
Yes, tell me, yes. Those are devotees, isn't it? They do Sankirtan. Who are the devotees? Huh?
Lord Chaitanya said that anyone who chants the holy name even once is a devotee. Generally, somebody who's more dedicated to Krishna consciousness.
Even chants once, he's devotee. You are chanting always, I think, that you are more than a devotee. Isn't it? What's your name? God. Mr. God. That's a lie. You are chanting many times, not once. Throughout day you are chanting, then you are more than a devotee. Isn't it? What's the God? No? Not a devotee. You say, Lord Chaitanya says, one who chants once is a devotee. You are chanting so many times, then you are more than a devotee. Isn't it, Bhakta God? But you say you are not devotee. You should understand, Bhakta God, what Mahaprabhu says. Jar mukhe suni ekobar Krishna naam sei se Vaishnava. You understand? Mahaprabhu says this thing. Ekobar, as you say. If you hear someone chants Krishna once, he is Vaishnava. What do you mean? But all are chanting many times throughout the day. Many times, always chanting. And Mahaprabhu also says, Shastra also says, there is no difference between the name of the Lord and Lord himself. Isn't it, Bhakta God? Do you understand this thing? Abhinnatam nama namina. There is no difference between the name of Krishna and Krishna himself. If you chant Krishna, the name of Krishna, then you'll get Krishna, you'll see Krishna. So God, my question is this, are you seeing Krishna while chanting Hare Krishna? You can't see Krishna, isn't it? Then, how do you know that you are really chanting Krishna? Have you any realization? Yes, tell me, don't feel shy. Yes, tell, frankly, tell, yes. Have you any realization? What realization?
This is the holy name of the Supreme Personality.
That's all right. Shastra says, Sadhu says, but Acharya says that you know, not your realization. I am asking for your realization. Feeling what?
It's the best feeling that I've ever had.
Best feeling. What do you mean by that best feeling?
Feel blissful.
You feel blissful. Also, we find in this material world, some businessman is doing some business. If he gets some profit, very good profit, unexpected profit, he rejoices. He says, yes, I am blissful today. I've got such an unexpected profit. So his bliss and your bliss, is there any difference? Huh?
Yes.
What is the difference?
One is temporary and one is eternal.
Oh, that businessman's bliss is temporary, but your bliss is eternal. You never feel depressed, I think. Huh? You never feel. Any time, any circumstances, any awkward circumstances also, isn't it? Huh? Huh? You are never also fearful of any situation also, I think so. Are you afraid? No? Huh? If somebody will come and chop up your head, still you are not afraid, I think. Are you? Mr. God? Huh? What do you say? Give me a sword, let me chop off this head. Mr. God said. Why? How have you become such fearless?
From Aditya.
Huh?
Aditya.
Aditya? What he says?
Chanting the names of the incomparable.
Ajita, oh, he heard this morning. Ajita, Ajita. Yes, very nice. You have remembered. Ajita. Do you understand? That is a question. Do you understand? Complete surrender unto the holy name. Do you understand? Complete surrender. And that is my first thing I asked you. When you chant this name of Krishna, you must see Krishna. Then you should understand that you really chanting Krishna. If you can't see the all beautiful form of Krishna, then you should understand you are not chanting at all. Mr. God. Srinama smarile rupa aise sange sange. Shastra says, Sadhu Mahajan Acharya says this thing. Because Abhinatam Nama Namina. There is no difference between the name of Krishna and Krishna himself. Do you understand? This is not material name. This is transcendental. You understand? We have material names here. Suppose water. Water is a name. If you chant water, 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 will water come to you? No. Water will never come to you. If you chant mango, 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 will mango come to you? No. But if you chant Krishna, 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 Krishna comes to you. So does Krishna come to you? That is my question. Mr. God, while chanting Krishna, name of Krishna, does he come to you? Do you see him? Do you talk to him? Huh? What do you say? Speak frankly, don't tell lie. Not it, yes. So you should understand, you are not chanting the name of Krishna. Do you understand, Mr. God? Yes. Krishna means Krishna himself. Name of Krishna means Krishna himself. There's no difference. You chant Krishna, Krishna will come to you. You'll see him. You'll see his all beautiful form. When you see, by chanting you can see all beautiful form, then you can understand, yes, today I chanted name of Krishna. Therefore Mahaprabhu says, Jar mukhe suni ekobar Krishna naam, sei se Vaishnava. If you ever heard once and is chanting Hare Krishna, he is Vaishnava. That means he sees Krishna. Krishna comes immediately. Do you understand, Mr. God? That Mahaprabhu is saying. It doesn't mean that you are chanting Krishna, but Krishna is never coming. And you cannot say Krishna. That means you are not chanting Krishna. The name of Krishna. That is not the name of Krishna. Because the name of Krishna and Krishna are different, not different. It's non-different. Do you understand? Then what are you chanting? The next question. What are you chanting? Yes, I am chanting Krishna. But how is it that it's not name of Krishna and I cannot see Krishna? That Krishna is not coming to me? Then what is that? Huh? Yes, chanting is not pure. It's not pure name. You understand? It's impure. So many offenses are there. So what Mahaprabhu says, that is pure name. If once someone chants pure name of Krishna, he is Vaishnava. Krishna nama nirantara daharo vadani. Huh? Someone is chanting always the name of Krishna, that means pure name. Huh? Do you understand? It's superior Vaishnava. Do you understand? जहाँ के देखते मुख्य ऐसे कृष्ण नाम, huh? It is supermost Vaishnava. By saying Om, automatically name of Krishna is uttered. Such a person is supermost Vaishnava. Do you understand? That Mahaprabhu has said. Vaishnava, superior Vaishnava, supermost Vaishnava. Do you understand, Mr. God? You have heard all these things, but you should understand. Very good. You are very fortunate. I am very happy with you that you have come to this path and you have developed interest in this path of Krishna consciousness, isn't it? You are giving up all desires, material desires. Those who are such pure devotees, those who are really chanting the pure name of Krishna, they see Krishna. All beautiful form of Krishna, not only beautiful form, all his leaders, transcendental leaders manifest before him. That is the effect of chanting pure Krishna name, name of Krishna. Do you understand? Yes. And that is the goal to be achieved. Huh? That is the goal to be achieved. The goal of human life. The goal of human life. Do you understand? This world is a material world. Do you understand? Illusory world. All are caught up in the trap of that illusory energy that is Maya. Do you understand? They have forgotten Krishna. Do you understand? They have forgotten Krishna. Do you understand? So they have been suffering here life after life. One who is really a devotee of Krishna is sadhu. Do you understand? He comes here out of causeless mercy. He doesn't belong to this world. Do you understand? Because this world is a prison house created by Maya. Maya Krita Karagar. Do you understand? Created by Maya. Huh? Who live in prison house?
Prisoners. Prisoners.
Who are prisoners?
Spirit souls.
Spirit soul. Those who commit some crime, criminals, isn't it, Mr. God? Huh? Those who are criminals, they live in the prison house, isn't it? The criminals' place. Those are criminals, they live in prison house. That is the place for criminals. You understand? The warden of the prison house inflicts very severe punishment on them, isn't it? Is there any happiness and pleasure in the prison house? Huh? No. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, and Acharya Guru said, Sadhu said, this material world is a prison house created by Maya. There is no happiness at all. Dukkhalayam. It is Dukkhalaya. It is a place of miseries. Do you understand? It is a miserable place. Place of miseries, place of suffering, place of unhappiness. No happiness, no pleasure is here. Do you understand? Because prisoners. Do you understand? So, sadhus come, they are devotees of Krishna come here. They are not prisoners. They have no business here to come here. Do you understand? One who is a criminal, one commits crime, he comes here. He becomes imprisoned. What is the crime he commits?
Offenses to Krishna. Offending Krishna.
Offending Krishna. What do you mean by that?
Spiritual world, we wanted to be God. You can't be God in the presence of God.
Spiritual world, you want to be God? Here, material world. That is the crime you commit, or the all conditioned souls commit. You say so, huh? They become God. That is the crime. This is only crime that is. Or some other crimes are there. Huh? What you see, huh? Whose property is it? It's Krishna's property. Do you understand? Krishna is the only proprietor. I say that thing very often. One who has property is a proprietor. Isn't it? What's your name, please? Sarva Druk. Druk. Acha. You stay here in this house. So this house is your property, I think. It's not your property. It's Krishna's property. So you are not proprietor. Krishna is the proprietor. So he is sitting there, I think. Proprietor is sitting there. Oh, you are watching after his property. Yes, that's fact. One must, as a dog watches. You understand? The master has kept a dog to watch his property, isn't it? So some trespasser comes, huh? The dog barks, bow, bow. Do you understand? The dog barks because he watchman. Do you understand? Watching. Similarly, Sarvadrika says he's watching Krishna's property. So many trespassers have come now. Are you barking?
So many.
These are all trespassers. Oh, they're not trespassers. Oh, they are not trespassers. Oh, they are also Krishna's. They are Krishna's men, Krishna's devotees. So they have also right in this property of Krishna, isn't it? It's not only your right. I have right, he has rights, he has rights, he has right also. Isn't it? So we may take out something here. Won't you protest?
You should come live here.
Huh?
Should stop your traveling.
Acha? So Sarvadrika is so liberal. Thank you very much. Yes, that's a devotee. Devotee never says, this is mine. Everything belongs to Krishna. But a conditioned soul who has forgotten Krishna, he says mine. Do you understand? It's my house, my home, my family, my wife, my children, my wealth, my bank balance, everything mine, he says. Do you understand? Because actually, everything belongs to Krishna. He says mine. That is the crime. Do you understand, Mr. God? Huh? That is the crime. He wants to possess and become proprietor over Krishna's property. Do you understand? That is the crime he commits. So he is a criminal. Isn't it? Here also, factually we know, devotees know, everything belongs to Krishna. How many know? Do you understand? Mostly, nobody knows this thing. Only devotees, their number is very few. This morning I was asking what is the statistics. Huh? What is the population of Denver and what is the percentage? Huh? How many are devotees? Very few. Very, very few. 0.1 or 0.01% may come out. Or less than that, 0.00001. Isn't it? Sarvadrik Prabhu. Huh? Yes. Koti Sopi. Kotiswapi Mahamuni. Out of crores of men, one may be available. Isn't it? Out of crores. So all are saying mine. My property, my home, my family, my wife, my children, my wealth, my country, everything mine. This is the crime. Do you understand? This is the crime. So they are criminals, so they have been put here in this prison house. And Maya, the warden of prison house, inflicting severe punishments on them. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosan darsanam. These are the punishments. Birth, death, old age, disease. Do you understand? These are miseries. These are punishments. Huh? As long as you have not developed Krishna consciousness, you have never turned your face towards Krishna, Maya will go on, putting severe losses, more severe losses on you. Do you understand? So in that respect, Maya is doing a very nice job. Do you understand? Nice job. Do you understand? My Guru Maharaj says, Maya is doing a thankless job. Nobody thanks her, but she's doing a nice job. Says, putting more severe losses into, unless, as long as you have not turned your face towards Krishna. Do you understand? Thereby she gives you indirectly some opportunity to turn your face towards Krishna. Not directly, indirectly. Do you understand? So in that way. But we find mostly here in this material world, though they are getting so much losses, more severe losses from Maya, still they are not turning their face. Do you understand? Huh? They have made some compromise with Maya. My Guru Maharaj made some, but there is no compromise. Do you understand? Oh yes, it's very nice. These losses are very nice. Isn't it? They are such shameless persons. We say shameless persons. There is a story. Some saying goes on. There is a big boil on your this buttock. Do you understand? Big boil gives so much pain. Somebody's some friend. Oh, friend, what happens to you? You're getting so much pain. A very big boil is there on your buttock. You can see. No. That's a great banyan tree. It gives me shade. You see? Do you understand, Mr. God? Says such a shameless person. Never says, yes, I am getting so much pain. How shall I be cured of this pain? He never asks, no, this is very good for me. Says a great banyan tree is there. It gives very cool shade. You see, such shameless, but this is going on in this material world, isn't it? Though they are getting so much losses, more severe losses from Maya, still they are not realizing that thing. Rather say, oh, it's all right. In other words, we say they are in fool's paradise. Says we are happy, we are getting nice at fool's paradise. Do you understand? Isn't it, Sarvadrik Prabhu? Paradise, in fool's paradise. And those who realize this thing, no, I am really in trouble. I am really in difficulty. I am really in problem. He's, I think, fortunate person, intelligent person, because he realizes this thing. Do you understand? But though they are getting so much less, still they can't realize such foolishness, such carelessness. So shameless persons are there. But sadhu comes. Do you understand? Sadhu comes to revive your Krishna consciousness. Do you understand? To tell you who are you, what are you doing, why are you suffering here, and how you will be relieved of this suffering. Sadhu comes there and to tell you this thing is your well-wisher. Do you understand? He doesn't belong to this prison house. He belongs to this Vaikuntha, Golok Vrindavan, Krishna's abode, very intimate associate of Krishna. As Krishna is the only well-wishing friend, Sruhudam Sarvabhutana, that sadhu is also your well-wishing friend. His heart bleeds. Seeing the suffering of the souls here, life after life. So he comes. He has no business. And what he says. And when we should associate with that sadhu, we must hear what he says with full faith. Do you understand? Complete faith. Should put complete faith on sadhu. Shraddha. Do you understand? Then we'll be benefited. Then we'll get his mercy. Sadhu's mercy. Do you understand? Sadhu's mercy means Krishna's blessing, mercy. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Jasya prasadana gati kudopi. Isn't it? Sadhu Guru. Jasya prasadat, the blessing of that Sadhu Guru. If someone gets the blessings of a Sadhu Guru, he gets the blessing and mercy of Krishna. Do you understand? Krishna's mercy, Krishna's blessing comes through Sadhu. Comes through the Sadhu. Do you understand? Comes through the Sadhu. Therefore, in all Shastras, it is said, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastre Koy, Lobe Matra, Sadhu Sange, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Isn't it? Chaitanya Charitamrita. In all Shastras, it is said, do Satsanga, do Sadhu Sangha, do Sadhu Sangha. If you can do a movement Sangha, movements, do you understand? Lobe Matra, you can achieve perfection. Do you understand? That is what needed. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see Mr. Sri Sarvadruk Prabhu. You are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, I think. And Prachetas, you know Prachetas, fourth canto, Pracheta Upakhyan is there. Prachetas underwent very severe penance, entering into the water. Do you understand? By the order of their father. Then Lord Vishnu became pleased with it. He appeared before them. Do you understand? Then he asked for the boon. I am ready to give you boon. Do you understand? So what did the Prasiddha say? Married? Now what boon they asked for? Tulayama labenapi na swargam na punarbhavam. Bhagavad Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kimuta Asisa. They say this thing. We are the residents or inhabitants of this mortal world. Martya. Do you understand? Swarga, Martya, Patal. Three bhuvan, we said. Three. Swarga, heavenly planet. Patal means neither planet, intermediate planet. Is Martya. Earth planet. Bhurloka. Do you understand? So Martya Bhuvan means where there is birth and death. Death is sure. You understand? We are here. This is Martya Bhuvan. That means there is birth and death. Death is sure. Do you understand? So, what boon is there for us? Only one boon. That is Bhagavad Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kimuta Asisa. Only Bhagavad Sangi Sangha. Only the association of a Bhagavad Sangi or sadhu. That is the only boon required. Do you understand? Tulayama labenapi na swargam na punarbhavam. If someone is fortunate, gets such association of sadhu, sadhu means pure devotee of Krishna, completely surrendered unto Krishna, is sadhu. Do you understand? Even for a moment if he gets, the result he achieves thereby cannot be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets and heavenly enjoyment or attainment of this Brahmasajujya Mukti merging into Brahman effulgence. Cannot be compared. Such a the result of associating with the sadhu. Isn't it? They say so. So we want that boon only. That is the association of sadhus. Let it be available for us. We don't want any other boon. Because that is the all perfection. You understand? All perfection of life. What is the perfection of life, Mr. God?
Go back to Godhead. Become Krishna conscious.
Yes. Perfection of human life is to get Krishna. Do you understand? To get Krishna, to understand Krishna, to get Krishna. Do you understand? That is the perfection of life, human life. Human life is meant for it. Do you understand? Huh? How will it be accomplished? How can one get Krishna and understand Krishna? By the association of sadhus. Do you understand? By the association of sadhus. Krishna is only available through bhakti. Do you understand? Bhaktyahum egaya grajya. Krishna said that. Only through bhakti I am approached, I am available, isn't it, Sarvadra Prabhu? Can you be approached through karma, jnana and yoga? No, through bhakti. No mang sadhayati yogam, no sankhyaṁ, no dharma uddhava, no swadhyaya tapastyaga jatha bhakti rimamarjita. 11th canto Bhagavatam, Krishna says to Uddhava, his dear devotee. No mang sadhayati yogam, no sankhyaṁ, no dharma uddhava, no swadhyaya tapastyaga. Not by means. Do you understand? By cultivating yoga, Ashtanga yoga like this, pranayama yoga like that, Sankhya, analytical study, I am not available. Swadhyaya means Vedic study, I am not available. Tapa, by tapasya, penance, I am not available. Do you understand? No dharma, by strictly following the principles of dharma, also I am not available. Tyaga, by complete renunciation, I am not available. Do you understand? By dana, one may be a very charitable person, gives so many charities to many organizations. Do you understand? Those who are rendering some services to mankind. Do you understand? Charitable. Why someone gives a charity also I cannot get me. Jatha bhaktir mamarjita. Only through bhakti. Isn't it? Sarvadra Prabhu?
Many people, it takes them some lifetime to come to this stage of bhakti. So I say that.
But it will be very easy if you can get the mercy of a sadhu. Do you understand? Therefore, Prachitata asked for that boon. Only this boon is required. How we can get the association of sadhus? No other boon is required. This will give us everything. That means this will give us the opportunity to achieve the highest perfection. That is, approach the lotus feet of Krishna and get Krishna. Do you understand? Bhaktistu bhagavata bhakta sangena parijayate. How can one develop bhakti? That is our goal of life, to develop bhakti. Because through bhakti, one can approach Krishna and get Krishna. No other way is there. Do you understand? That Krishna said in 11th canto. I quoted that verse. Do you understand, Sarvadra Prabhu? Then how can I develop bhakti? Only by association of bhaktas, sadhus. No.
What was the devotee doing in his life before coming to devotional service?
Huh?
What was the devotee doing in his lifetime before coming to devotional service? What qualifies him to be associated?
You see, conditioned soul means you are serving Maya. He is not serving. He has completely forgotten Krishna. Do you understand? You have completely forgotten Krishna. Those who are in grip of Maya. Krishna, Maya never allows you to go to Krishna or remember Krishna. Maya makes you forget Krishna. Maya creates so much hindrances, obstructions. Do you understand? To go to Krishna. Do you understand? So how a conditioned soul can get revive Krishna consciousness? If he does sadhu sangha, then he can revive his Krishna consciousness, come to this path. Bhaktistu bhagavata bhakta sangena parijayate. Therefore it is said. The bhakti is developed only by bhakta sangha, only by the association of devotees, sadhus. No other way is there. So this is the only boon required, Prachita said. Sadhu sangye Krishna nama ei matra chai. সংসার জিনিতে আর কোন বস্তু নাই। Do you understand? Mahajan says this thing. This sansara means material world, illusory world, Maiko sansar. Maya is very strong here. Have you strength to conquer Maya? You have no strength. Nobody has strength. Maya is very strong, isn't it? Sarvadrik Prabhu. Mama Maya Duratya. Daivi Hesa Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. But he gives how? Mame Moje Prapodyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Isn't it? Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says. My Maya Shakti, illusory energy, is very strong. Though it is inferior energy, it's very strong. Nobody can conquer it. Only one means. Mame Moje Prapodyante Maya Metam Tarantite. One who surrenders unto me, because he is the master of Maya, Mayadhisa. Krishna is Mayadhisa, is the master of Maya, isn't it? But you have become servant of Maya. Jiva Maya Basa, isn't it, Sarvadrik Prabhu? Krishna is Mayadhisa. Krishna is the master of Maya. Is Jiva master of Maya? No, Jiva Maya Basa. Isn't it? Jiva becomes captured by Maya. But Krishna is never captured by Maya. He is the master of Maya. So he says, Mame Vade Prapadyante, Maya Metam Tarantite. One who surrenders unto me, he will be able to conquer Maya. That is the only way. The surrender, Saranagati. That is bhakti. Do you understand? Bhakta, pure devotee, is completely surrendered. Do you understand? Completely surrendered. That is sadhu. He is sadhu. Who is completely surrendered, unconditionally surrendered, 100% surrendered. Completely dependent on the supreme will of Krishna. He is sadhu. Do you understand, Sarvadrik Prabhu? He is sadhu and he is very dear to Krishna. And he has conquered Maya. Krishna dena chit shakti ravala Maya hoy durbala. By your own strength you cannot conquer Maya. Unless you get spiritual strength from Krishna. Do you understand? When you completely surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna, then Krishna inculcates spiritual strength unto you. Now you are empowered. Do you understand? With the spiritual strength. With that strength, you can conquer Maya. Otherwise, you cannot conquer Maya. It's very impossible, quite impossible. Do you understand, Sarvadrik Prabhu? Krishna dena chit shakti rabala Maya hoy durbala. Then Maya becomes powerless. When you are now become stronger. When you are completely surrendered unto Krishna, Krishna inculcates spiritual strength unto you. Then you become stronger. Maya becomes less strong or powerless. Then you will be able to conquer Maya. Otherwise you cannot conquer Maya. This is the only thing required. Therefore Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Sarvadharman paritejya mamekam saranam braja. Giving up all other varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. Isn't it? That is the last instruction. Isn't it? Why don't you say yes? Never says yes. That is the last concluding instruction, most confidential instruction, isn't it? Sarvadharman paritejya mamekam saranam braja. Giving up all sorts of varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. That is the only thing required. Complete surrender, that is Saranagati. Do you understand? One who is completely surrendered, unconditionally, no condition, not partial surrender, not artificial surrender, complete 100% surrender, unconditionally surrender. Do you understand? He gets that spiritual strength from Krishna. He becomes so strong now. Then he'll be able to conquer Maya. Otherwise, no possibility. Mame vaje prapadyanti Maya metam tarantite. Therefore, Krishna says this thing. And that is required. That is required for us. That is the goal of our human life, to surrender unto Krishna. That is to become dear devotee of Krishna. Krishna tare kore atma sama. When one surrenders completely unto Krishna, Krishna, do you understand, accepts him. Krishna accepts him. He becomes very intimate and dear to Krishna. Do you understand? Very intimate and dear to Krishna. So he becomes now eligible to approach the lotus feet of Krishna. Otherwise, no other way is there. The sadhu comes, and sadhu is a completely surrendered soul. Not partially, not conditionally, completely unconditionally surrendered, 100% surrendered, completely dependent on the supreme will of Maya. I'm saying will of Krishna. Do you understand? He is sadhu. He is sadhu. He is very dear, very intimate. Very dear, very intimate to Krishna. Do you understand? So he comes, he speaks about this, he teaches us, the conditioned soul here. Therefore, the Chetas ask for that boon, that sadhu sangha. Otherwise, we cannot develop bhakti, we cannot surrender. Maya is so strong here. We cannot achieve the highest perfection of our life, supreme perfection of our life. We cannot achieve. So sadhu sangha is the only boon. Do you understand, Sarvadri Prabhu? And all Shastras say that thing. We have a nice song here, sung by Sadhu, is Govinda Das. Do someone know that song? Are you? Yes? Can you sing it? Yes, please sing. Have you that book? Yes? Bhajau re manasi nandanandana abhaya charana robindari. Manava janama satsangi. Manava janama satsangi. Tarai baba sinri. Sita tapa bata varisana edina jamini jagire. Pale se vino kripana durajana. Chapala sukhala bolagire. Edana jaubana putra parijana ithe ki ache parati tire. Vipadani tire. Savana kirtana smarana bandana pada sevana dasyare. Udana sakhi jana atmani vedana. Udana sakhi jana atmani vedana. Govinda dasa vilasare. Govinda dasa vilasare. भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरण रविंद रे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे तर हे भव सिन्धु रे तर हे भव. Sadhu says this thing, isn't it, Sarvadruk Prabhu? Bhajahu re mana Sri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charana Ravinda. Huh? Abhaya Charana Ravinda. Huh? The lotus feet of Nanda Nandana, the son of Nanda Maharaj, that is Krishna, is Abhaya Charana Ravinda. Is a place where there is no fear. Abhaya. Isn't it, Sarvadruk Prabhu? Huh? The lotus feet of Krishna is such a place where there is no fear. It's Abhaya Charana Ravinda. Huh? Therefore it's Abhaya Charana Ravinda. Otherwise, every place there is fear. Isn't it? Huh? Every place there is fear. Only that is the place, the lotus feet of Krishna, Nanda Nandana Krishna. Huh? The son of Nanda Maharaj is a place that there is no fear at all. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Abhaya Asaka Amrutera Thala Tomara Charana Doya Tahate Ekona Visrama Labhya Chadinu Bhabara Bhaya. Do you understand this thing, Sarvadruk Prabhu? Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you know Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Mahajan Sadhu also. He says, Oh Lord, oh Krishna, your lotus feet is such a place where there is no fear, no lamentation, no death. Huh? Abhaya Ashoka Amrutera Sthala Tomar Charanadaya Tahate Ekono Visrama Labhya Sarinu Bhaver Bhayo. It's such a place. Now I completely take shelter at your lotus feet. Now I am free from all sorts of fear, lamentation, and death also. Do you understand? Isn't it? So he says, Bhajamure Manasri Nanda Nandana Vajranaravinda. Sadhu comes and gives you this instruction. This is only bhajan. Durlava Manava Dhanma Satsange Tarahoye Bhava Sindhure. It's a Durlava Manava Dhanma. Human birth is rarely achieved. Durlava. Do you understand, Mr. God? Yes, rarely achieved. After undergoing lakhs of species of life, huh? Rarely achieved, isn't it? Huh? Durlava is Durlava. Satsange, then Satsanga, Sadhu Sangha required. So Pracheta Das, for that boon only. Bhagavad Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kimutasisa. What boon is there? Only this boon is required, Satsanga, isn't it? Bhagavatam, you'll find here, Sadhu says, Govinda Das Mahajan says, this is required for human birth, human life, human beings. Then, Tarahoye Bhava Sindhure. Then you will be able to cross over this dreadful ocean of material existence. Isn't it? Huh? You have been drowning here in this dreadful ocean of material existence, lakhs of lives. Isn't it? So how can you cross over this dreadful ocean of material existence? This is satsanga. Huh? Only by sadhu sangha, isn't it? Durlava manava janma satsangi tarohe bhava sindhure. Huh? Do you understand? One who is drowning in the ocean, horrible ocean, dreadful ocean, what he needs?
Needs salvation. He needs to be saved from the drowning.
Yes. How will be saved?
Sadhu Sangha.
You, Mr. God. I say one is drowning in this Pacific Ocean. This Pacific Ocean isn't very horrible, dreadful. Sharks are there, crocodiles are there, whales are there, and such big aquatic animals, those who also devour the whales, Timingila, isn't it? Huh? In this ocean, huh? Is drowning. What he needs? He needs a very strong boat. Do you understand, Mr. God? Huh? Dull head, dull head, dull head. Give some manure in your head. And then brain will be fertile. Do you understand, Mr. God? Huh? Yes, yes. This satsanga will provide you such thing. This manure. Huh? Fertilizer. Huh? Then your brain substance will be very nice. Huh? Huh? As a drowning man needs a strong boat. Do you understand? Strong boats. If a strong boat comes, he takes shelter of it. Then he'll be able to cross over this Pacific Ocean. Isn't it? Similarly, one who is drowning here in this dreadful ocean of materialistic existence, what he needs? What he needs? He needs a strong boat. And what is that boat? Strong boat is sadhu. Do you understand? Sadhu is a strong boat. Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto says that thing, you know, Sarvadruk Prabhu. 11th canto of Bhagavatam says, Nimajjan majjatang ghori bhavabdho paramanayam santo brahmavida santa naurdrude bapsu majjatang. Do you understand? 11th canto, 11, 26, 32 verse you can see. Nimajjan majjatang ghori bhavabdho paramayanam santo brahmavida santa naurdrude bapsu majjatang. That is said. As I say, a person who is drowning in this horrible ocean, Pacific Ocean, needs a strong boat. Similarly, those who have been drowning here in this dreadful ocean of materialistic existence, they want the association of sadhus. Do you understand? Those that sadhus are like these strong boats. Do you understand? To take shelter of that sadhus. Do you understand? So sadhu sangha is required. Say, Dullava manava janma satsange taraha e bhava sindhure. He says, bhava sindhu, this dreadful ocean of materialistic existence. Sindhu means ocean. One can cross over this materialistic ocean by the help of sadhu or sadhu sangha. Do you understand? So thereby he can achieve the highest goal or supreme perfection of his human life. Do you understand? Sito atapa bato barisana yedina jamini jagire. Bifale sebinu krupana dirjana sapala sukhala polagire. What they are doing? Here is cold, here is scorching heat of the sun, freezing cold is there, torrential rain is there, dark night is there, so many horrible things, isn't it? Bifale sebinu kripana durjana sapala sukhala polagi. And all the bewildered souls captured by Maya, forgotten Krishna, serving Maya, serving the rascals here. Isn't it? Kripana, miserly persons, Kripana, Durjana, rascals. Isn't it? Maya's service. Huh? Isn't it? Huh? Those who are serving the government, serving in some organization. Huh? Isn't it? Whom are they serving? Kripana, Durjana. Isn't it? Miserly rascals. For what purpose? Chapala sukhala, for fleeting pleasure. Sense gratification. Material enjoyment means fleeting, temporary. Isn't it? Huh? They are serving Kripana, but they are really servant of Krishna. They are not serving the lotus feet of Krishna. They have forgotten it. He says, E dhana jauvana putra parijana ithe ki ache parati dhire kamala dala dala jivana talamala bhajam haripada nitire. Sadhu says this thing. This material wealth, your youth, your son, your family, what reliance is there? on it. Is there any reliance? Sarvadrik Prabhu, ki parititi? Parititi means reliance. Huh? Do you rely on them? Huh? No reliance at all, any time. It will be destroyed. It will desert you, isn't it? Isn't it? Example, Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala. A drop of water in the lotus leaf. Have you seen? A drop of water in the lotus leaf, how it is? Always shaking. Any time it will pour down, isn't it? Similarly, this Durlabha Manava Janama, this rarely achieved human life, any time it will be finished, isn't it? Uncertainty is there. Any moment. Therefore, what is required? Bhajam Haripada Nijire. Only do the bhajana of lotus feet of Lord Hari or Krishna. Do you understand? Sadhu says this thing. That is the strong boat. Sravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Bandhana, Pada, Sevana, Dasyare, Pujana, Sakhijana, Atma Nivedana, Govinda Das, Abhilas. These 9 types. Navada Bhakti. Sravana, Kirtana, you know it. What is that you say in English? Hearing, chanting, yes, Smarana, remembering, yes, Pada Sevana, yes, puja. Lotus feet of the Lord, yes. Sakhijana, friendship, Atma Nivedana, complete surrender. This 9 times, Navada Bhakti. This Bhagavatam also says, Prahlad Maharaj, Mahajan in 7th canto, he says this thing. It's a Bhakti Navalakshana. And Govinda Das Mahajan says, all Mahajan says, this is the only requirement. And by Sadhu Sangha, you can get all these things, isn't it? Therefore, Sadhu Sangha is the only boon required. Therefore, Pracheta has asked for that only boon, no other boon is required, isn't it? You understand, Mr. God? I think all of you understand. If you have any question that we have discussed. Yes, any question? Yes. No question. You understood everything, Mr. God. Yes, Mataji, any question? Any question? Yes? How can you help your material family to develop Krishna consciousness? Yes. If you are Krishna conscious, you should tell them to become Krishna conscious. Bring them for the association of sadhus. Do you understand? Bring them for the association of sadhus. Tell them. Books are there. We have books. So many books. My Guru Maharaj, a great real sadhu, very dear devotee of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came to the West, and he has written so many books, published. Books are here. Give them. You please take these books, read it. And we are publishing BTG, Back to Godhead magazine. My Guru Maharaj started it, isn't it? Now his devotees, his disciples are carrying it out, printing, and they are now facing some monetary troubles. So they want more subscribers. So that campaign is going on now. You tell them and enroll them as subscribers. Let a copy of BTs go there. Let them read it. That is the real well-wishing. Do you understand? If you are really, they are well-wisher, you should do this thing and teach them, inspire them, bring them to the temple, to the association of sadhus, devotees. If they will come and hear a sadhu, they will develop Krishna consciousness. Do you understand? And all your family members, your friends, you do, then you speak about it.
We have some BTG subscriptions.
You stand up and say.
How many people here have BTG subscriptions?
That is, thereby you'll get the mercy Mercy of sadhu, my Guru.
So please, we ask you, please take one for yourself, fill it out, and take some for your friends.
For,
Minus welfare.
to give them a gift. Yes. You will. That is the real gift you can present to your friends. A real gift. My Guru Maharaj says, if someone takes this book or this Vedisi, only keeps in his house, he gets mercy of Krishna. Isn't it? My Guru Maharaj said that thing. Such mercy is there. Sadhu has put his mercy, blessings. He may not read. He may not read. If he only keeps it, he'll get mercy. And time will come. He'll read. Either he'll read or his sons, daughters may read. Do you understand? Yes. Yes.
Sometimes we hear that people come to devotional service because of previous Sukriti.
Yeah.
Then we also hear that it's causeless mercy.
Mm.
How do you understand where causeless mercy comes in when it's some Sukriti?
Yeah, that is question of Sukruti. 3 types of Sukruti are there. Karmanmukhi Sukruti, Jnananmukhi Sukruti, Bhaktinmukhi Sukruti. 3 times Sukruti. What do you say in English, Sukruti? What do you say?
Good fortune. Good fortune.
Huh?
Good fortune.
I can't understand.
Good fortune.
Good fortune. Yes, in English, what do you say? Yes. Piety, yes, piety. Yes, piety. Sukriti, we say. 3 types. Karmukhi Sukruti, Jnanmukhi Sukruti, Bhaktinmukhi Sukruti. Karmukhi Sukruti, one who has in his previous life done some pious activities. Do you understand? Pious activities. Pious activities, performed some yajna and given some charity to the needy people like that. Has worshipped some demigods like that. That is Karmukhi Sukruti. As a result of that Sukruti, he becomes elevated to heavenly planets, demigod planets. Do you understand? And gets there ample, enough enjoyment. So much material enjoyment is there. That's the result of Karmukhi Sukruti. Jnananmukhi Sukruti means, as a result of Jnananmukhi Sukruti, one does Jnana sadhana, very severe sadhana he does, and tries to elevate himself to that Brahman effulgence, merge into Brahman. Do you understand? This sadhuja mukti he gets as a result of Jnananmukhi Sukruti. But Bhaktinmukhi Sukruti is the best type of Sukruti. Sukruti pradhano. Tar phale jiva sadhu sangha pano. One who has achieved that Sukruti, Bhaktinmukhi Sukruti, he naturally comes. He is naturally attracted to this sadhu sangha. Natural. Do you understand? He naturally attracted, naturally comes. Do you understand? Sadhu sangha. That is the result of Bhaktinmukhi Sukruti. That is the best type of Sukruti. You will get the example from Srimad Bhagavatam in the life of Narada Muni. Narada Muni in his previous birth is the son of a maid servant, Dasi Putra, isn't it? But he had achieved that Sukruti by serving some sadhus during his boyhood days, childhood days. Some sadhus during Chaturmasya time were resting there. Do you understand? So he had served them, isn't it? So as a result of that Sukruti, the next life becomes Narada. He becomes the son of Brahma, became such a great devotee. That is the example. Do you understand? If someone in his previous life has achieved such Sukruti, this Bhaktinmukhi Sukruti, had served some sadhus, then it's quite natural. He'll be attracted to sadhu sangha. He'll come. No canvassing, no counseling is required for him. He'll be naturally attracted. Do you understand? But those who have not Sukrutis, that is a question. As that Mataji said, they are not devotees, they are non-devotees, materialistic persons, family members, they have no Sukruti. How can they get it? And somebody, oh, I have no Sukruti, so I cannot. So, his Durlabha Manava Dharma, the rarely achieved human birth will be spoiled? No, no. You achieve Sukruti, earn Sukruti in this very life. Huh? If not, earned previously. Sadhu comes and gives you such opportunity to earn that Sukruti. You understand? He comes, he wanders throughout the world, chants holy name. My Guru Maharaj came to the Western world with the pair of khartal only. He used to go to some parks and chant there loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. He gives opportunity. Let this transcendental sound vibration touch the ears of these hippies. Those are rolling and they are naked. Boys and girls taking LSD, marijuana, strong drugs, hippie madmen rolling. Isn't it? The sadhu gives opportunity. Let this transcendental sound vibration touch their ear. That's the effect. It's practical here. The hippies come. They are attracted. The sadhu's mercy. That is sadhu's mercy. You never achieved. You have not earned that Sukruti in your previous life. Now opportunity is there. Sadhu offers that opportunity. Do you understand? Sarvadruk Prabhu. This is practical. My Guru Maharaj came, Prabhupada came. He offers Sukruti. Now you earn. Do you understand? And also gives books. BTG, that is offering Sukruti. Do you understand? Yes.
Correct understanding that they have become the devotional service because of Sukriti, but the origin of this
Sadhu. Therefore I say Sadhu Sangha is the only boon. Yes. That's the only boon. Therefore Prasiddhas asked for that only boon. No other boon is required. You'll achieve the highest perfection. Yes, yes.
Why is it that sometimes one sees difference of opinions among sadhus? They teach with their philosophies are different, they think differently. Why is
You see, what's your name?
Naval Kishore?
Naval Kishore, Mr. Naval Kishore. You see, one who is a real sadhu, I say, who is a real sadhu? Who is completely surrendered unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Do you understand? Krishnika Saranatva. That is the chief symptom of sadhu. Do you understand? He is a real sadhu. Completely, unconditionally surrendered. Dear devotee of Krishna. He is a real sadhu. So those who are such sadhus, there is no difference of opinion at all. Do you understand? Those are not surrendered unto the lotus feet of Krishna. They have some different philosophies. So different opinion, therefore there is there. Otherwise there is no. But Mahaprabhu's teaching, Mahaprabhu came, taught us how to surrender. Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. To teach us Saranagati. How to surrender unto Krishna, lotus feet of Krishna. Mahaprabhu came and teach. Mr. God, sit in proper posture. You see, Krishna is there. If you stretch your leg towards Krishna, then great offense. You have difficulty, you may go and stand up as he stood up. You may stand up. Yes. Don't stretch your leg. Yes. Do you understand, Naval Kishore? Yes. There is no difference. Those who are really Gaura Bhaktas, dear devotees of Gauranga, there is no difference of opinion. Not Gaura Bhaktas, some Mayavadis, some impersonalists, some yogis, they have different philosophies. But Gaura Bhakta, Gauranga Mahaprabhu Krishna himself, who came as a Bhakta, devotee, to teach you practically how to surrender unto Krishna. That is the only thing required. So there will be no difference at all. And it is said also, Acharya dharmam paricharya Vishnu, vicharya vedan, vicharya tirthani, vicharya vedan, bina gaura priyapada sevang, vedadi dusprapya padum vidanti. In Chaitanya Chandraprabhu, Prabhupada Saraswati Pada said, Acharya dharmam paricharya Vishnu. One may very strictly follow the principles of dharma in his life. This is Acharya Dharma. Paricharya Vishnu. One may be offering very opulent worship to Lord Vishnu, Vishnu Vigraha. May be doing that. Paricharya Vishnu. Vicharya Tirthani, Vicharya Vedan. One may be visiting all the places of pilgrimage, Tirtha. Do you understand? And Vicharya Vedan. One may be studying Veda. Maybe a Vedic scholar. Do you understand? Vedic study, maybe doing, acquiring Vedic knowledge. Vina gaura priya pada sevang. Vedadi dusprapya padam vidanti, he says. Without serving the lotus feet of a gaura priya jana, a dear devotee of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he cannot get this real pure bhakti, Sudha bhakti, which is even durlava, very difficult to attain by Vedic study. Do you understand? This is only required. That is, a dear devotee of Gauranga is the real sadhu. In other words, we put it in that way, without the association of the sadhu, one cannot get. He may do all these things. Do you understand, Mr. Naval Kishore? Yes. So one is a dear devotee of Gauranga, he is a real sadhu. So there is no difference of opinion. Do you understand? Yes. Therefore we tell everybody, please come. Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Take shelter of Mahaprabhu. His philosophy is the most sublime philosophy, Achintya Bhedaveda Tattva. You understand? He has defeated many Mayavadis, many impersonalists, and he has brought them to this path of devotion. Sarva Bhattacharya, Prakashananda Saraswati, great stalwarts. They began. Mahaprabhu turned them Vaishnava in Mahaprabhu's mercy. Because this is the ultimate thing. So there will be no difference of opinion. They all accept it. They are different of philosophy and they are defeated. Isn't it? So there is. Because they are philosophers, they have different philosophies. But this is the only philosophy, the Achintya Bhedaveda Tattva, is sublime, most sublime. This Saranagati. So there will be no difference of opinion. Thank you. Hari Hai. Yes. Yeah. Where? Here.
Leaving tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning I am here. Acha. We couldn't go yesterday, isn't it? I was so tired, you see. But tired. Come to the temple here, Denver temple, tomorrow morning for Bhagavatam class. Yes, please come. Anyhow, I may come again. Yes. Mahaprabhu's begging mercy for me from Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu empowers me, sanctions my tour. I must come. Mahaprabhu's sanction is required. What's your name, Prabhu? Kaliya Damana. Kaliya Damana? Kaliya. Kaliya Damana. Yes, it's Krishna. That's all right. Yes. Krishna subdues Kaliya, that's his hours, his mercy on Kaliya. Do you understand? That's Krishna's mercy. Inflict some punishment on Kaliya, that's mercy. Krishna's punishments are mercy. That's, yes. So, no. Thank you very much.